Right, what's up, Scrafters? I am sincerely hoping this works. This, if this fails to work, it'll be the third game that I've casted where OBS has failed to record the video, and that's really frustrating. So I've actually seen this game before, and I know what's going to happen. Anyway, this is Mel versus Jude. Mel in the top left as Terran, called Mel. Jude in the bottom right as Protoss, with the hilarious name of GabeHalls. Let's zoom out a little bit. This is a dumb opening, and nobody does that. This is a sensible opening, so this is all good stuff. I'm going to speed things along, and what I'll probably do is I'll just slow the game down from time to time at points of interest. Second depot at this point, you simply don't need it. If you are new to the game, I would recommend I did post a couple of videos on just how to do the first couple of minutes as each race. It's pretty straightforward. You drop supply. In the case of Terran, that's a supply depot. As Protoss, it's a pylon. Then you drop your basic unit production structure, whatever that might be. It's a barracks for Terran. It's a gateway for Protoss. You don't drop it there. Because look, that's just it's increasing the distance that you're, and you definitely don't do that. Oh lordy, is this worker not trapped? You don't want to put buildings in the way of your workers mining, because it's gonna slow down their ability to actually mine. Look, these are having to walk the long way around, so your income's actually being slowed down by that. Anyway, once you've got your basic unit production structure, you can start building units, and then you might decide to get some gas so that you can, get those slightly higher tech units. Typically, the next thing to do then is expand, which, to be fair, both players have done. And once you've got that expo, then you're probably ready for more supply. So drop what is going on with the supply depots here. If we look at the supply, you've got 25 clear supply. Both players with 25 clear supply. There's just no need for it. You don't want to get supply blocked, but at the same time, you don't need to free up supply in that way. As a Zerg, you sometimes do. Because Zerg can build units very quickly, so if you know that that's a thing you're going to be doing, you get the supply ready in advance. But as Terran and Protoss, you can't. There's just no need. Anyway, I would recommend those videos if you haven't checked them out, because it just shows you the basic standard opening, and those openings are standard for a reason. StarCraft's been around for a long time. People have figured out how to play it. People smarter than me have been playing this game for a great deal of time and know what the best way to open is. And it definitely isn't with a row of pylons and gas first or anything weird like that. It just isn't. Okay. Anyway, let's just slow things down here and sort of take stock of where we're at. So mineral income well ahead for Mel, and that's largely to do with the fact that there's just simply more workers. So if we look at the production tab, both players are building workers, to be fair. Gabe only building workers from one nexus though, instead of building it from both. So that's probably why he's fallen behind. Look, this is also trapped. This Zella is trapped. Like, this building placement is just horrible. It's hurting my eyes. Don't put your buildings like that. For one, you're causing problems for mining. For another, if a drop comes in and lands Marines here, your workers can't run. The Marines stand in here, all the workers can do is headbutt them, and they all die, which is a bad thing. Just be a bit sensible, spread your buildings out a little bit, think about whether or not they're going to get in the way of stuff. Okay, army-wise then, it's a supply lead for Mel, and Mel has got the better tech composition here. This is looking pretty standard. This is called a 2-1-1. 2 barracks, 1 factory, 1 starport, and that's a pretty standard thing to build off one base. Once you're up and mining off 2 bases and dropping your 3rd though, you will need to increase the number of production facilities you've got, because otherwise your income will just outstrip your ability to produce stuff, and you'll end up stockpiling money and gas, and that is no good. Money and gas are great. You know, you want to get as much of them as you can, but more importantly than that, you want to spend as much of those as you can. This is, you know, we're not playing Monopoly here. There are no prizes to be had for just having loads of money. So another thing worth mentioning at this point, scouting is absolutely crucial. Look at the imbalance here. There's a much bigger army for Mel, and in addition to that, you know, aside from these 3 void rays, look, 2 of these units are trapped. Look, it's disgusting. This structure set up around the bottom of this ramp means that these units can't even get out. You know, so if Mel was aware of that, he'd literally just A-click across the map and win right now. Like, that would be it. You just, like, that's it. It's game over. So, you know, never underestimate the importance of knowing what your opponent is doing. One of the upsides of that, you know, one of the key features of doing that is that you know when you can win. If you don't know what your opponent's doing, you may well miss opportunities to win the game because you simply don't know how far in front you are. What is happening here? Look, double gas built, but there's no nexus. What the hell? Oh God, why? You know, just what is this? It's nonsense. Yeah, I don't know. So yeah, things, you know, already the seeds are in place for the demise of Gabe. He's building things pretty randomly. You know, look at these upgrades. I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. Anion pulse crystals. Does he even know what that does? It increases the range of Phoenix, of which he has one Phoenix. That's all there is on the map. So there is going to be an engagement here. Unfortunately, this medevac's come forward, and I do have stuff to say about that. So in general, don't F2 A-click all of your units together. If you've got a marine composition, you need the medevacs healing the marines. So don't include the medevacs in the same control group as the marines, because the medevacs will take the straight line across the map and they will turn up first. These guys on the low ground here can't see these units because they're on the high ground, and the medevac's dead. So you know, with the Thor and these marines, like this can just win. But you have to be able to see these things up here. So yeah, those anion pulse crystals really helped out. This carrier is just going to do nothing. It's going to kill like, what, 2 marines at the cost of a carrier. Yeah, kill the carrier. Do kill the carrier. Okay. Yeah, it's unfortunate that these guys are just going to stand here and die to stuff that they, you know, they're not shooting these units at all because they can't see them. So this is a bit painful to watch. But with that said, look at the army supply. You know, while that battle is happening, Mel has not stopped producing units. In the production tab, there's like 1 void. Look, this is just nonsense, isn't it? An oracle at this stage of the game, what are you going to do with that? Do you know how it works? You don't. Gabe relying on the EMS mothership. You know, I've said it before, I will say it again, a mothership is basically a waste of gas. But there does seem to be a bit of an issue with people in the EMS League not understanding how detection works, and motherships winning the game for Protoss players. That shouldn't be happening. As a Terran, Mel, please turn these command centers into orbital commands. That's the button right there, B. Because orbital commands are awesome. A, they can drop mules to mine and get minerals for you, and B, they can drop scans to reveal cloaked units, or indeed reveal units on high ground, etc. So you could have dropped a scan here, you would have seen these units and you would have destroyed them in that last engage. So orbital commands are great. It also means you can scout, you can drop a scan here and see everything that your opponent has got. All sorts of uses for an orbital command. They cost 150, and as a general rule, as soon as your first barracks finishes up, you turn your command center into an orbital, or shortly after. So it's actually Gabe that's going to move out this time, and he's going to get wrecked. I mean, it's not even going to be a fight. 108 supply to 58. These oracles, you know, are going to fly above Thors and just get shot to death fairly quickly. The oracle's not even turning on the pulsar beams, so literally achieving nothing. The Mama ship is, why is this stuff not shooting? I'm not really sure what's happening, but the Mama ship isn't going to last too long either. Motherships are, you know, it's not a particularly good unit. Look what it's done. Look how much damage it's done, this Mama ship. It's taken close to 100 health off a command center. and it took 44 health off of Thor. So that's 400 gas well spent, isn't it? No, it isn't. Just stop building motherships, people. They're guff. Anyway, yeah, Mel, you just need to go across the map and finish this is what you have to do, because you could have done it a long time ago. So mistakes made on both sides. On this side, the building placement is absolutely atrocious. The build order is miserable. It needs to be better. Look how much money there is in the bank for both players. So on both sides of the map, there needs to be more production. You can't just rely on, like, look, Mel, you've still just got 2 barracks. You still got a 2-1-1, but you're mining off 4 bases now. 2-1-1, you can run off 1 base. So once you're on 4 bases, you need 4 times as much stuff. 8 barracks, 4 factories, 4 starports, and then you wouldn't have 11 grand in the bank. What you'd have is a massive army, and when you lost it, a minute later, you'd have another massive army. No problem. So this time the medevacs on the high ground are going to give sight to the Thors and the Marines, and they should be able to clean up this puny force that's up here. Look, I wonder how many kills this stalker's got. 5 kills. It's doing all right, but it is finally going to die, and this is very much GG. Now, from memory, Gabe feels that he has maybe some chance of winning. You don't. And I don't know, people. Yeah, I'm sure it won't be the last time I'll say it. You get this a lot in sort of Bronze League and sort of Silver League, maybe even Gold, where people just don't quit the game when they're dead. They feel the need to just be really salty and continue to play on, which, this game is over. It's more than over. Look, it's 13 army supply against 102. Yeah, what I'd like to see is Mel just unsieging these tanks and sending everything across the map to just finish this. Once you get wind of your opponent not quitting like they should. I mean, look at this. Oh yeah, photon cannons are definitely going to stop these Thors, aren't they? They're not. They're just going to do nothing. You do have a lot of money to spend, so sure, build some photon cannons. But no, it's over. The key thing to do is you spread your army out, you get units moving about the map in all sorts of directions in order to find the bases that the person that's refusing to quit has built. Typically they're trying to do jackass stuff by building bases where you're not going to find them or something. Who knows why? Who knows what goes through people's minds? They're thinking, they're definitely not thinking, oh, I can still win the game, are they? If you're in the position of the Protoss here, what damage did you do to your opponent's base at any time ever? None. Oh, my bad. No, you took 90 health off 1 command center. You know what I mean? Meanwhile, you've lost your entire main, natural, all of your production facilities. Why are you still in the game? Why? What's going through your head? I know what I'll do. I'll just drag this out, and look like a hero. You won't. You just look salty. So don't do it. Don't be that guy. Just quit when you're dead. Just quit. Anyway, yeah, this queue of zealots is going to change everything. Anyway, yeah, there we go. GG.